Okay, let's go on to the wide receiver position. We'll start on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers side of the ball. We got Mike Evans. I think he's wide receiver 13 on the year right now. I want to say
his number or what?
I think he might be actually. Yeah. Anyways, I think you're starting. Honestly, Mike Evans, I think you got to start him. It's like I don't even know what we really have to say on it.
I mean, yeah, across the board, Mike Evans, Godwin, AB. I think it's, we see even like Mike Evans. I don't want to say he's quiet for the most part, but I mean, in the fourth quarter, he gets those 2 touchdowns. He seems to be like Brady's go-to guy, at least with Gronk out in the red zone. AB's kind of like the big touchdown guy. Godwin's kind of like the reliable guy, all over the field. But I feel like when they get in close to the end zone, like he kind of looks for Mike Evans. I don't know if maybe it's 'cause he's like the bigger receiver out of the 3. But yeah, I mean, it'd be impossible to sit him after the game he just had, I feel like. So
yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah. But for what it's worth, just like hashtag interesting stat. Mike Clay tweeted this. I thought it was pretty interesting, I guess.
Okay,
but
sure.
It just says the Eagles have allowed the fewest fantasy points to the perimeter receivers. Darius Slay has lined up at left corner 82% of the time, and the Eagles are allowing the fewest fantasy points to that spot. So just take that with a grain of salt. But like I said, it's Tom fucking Brady. It's Antonio Brown. It's Godwin. It's Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sitting in these guys, dude. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we've seen what this offense can do, and it's just I would rather take a gamble and put them in my lineup, and maybe they have a bad game instead of sitting them trying to be like get sneaky and sit them, and then like they blow for like 20, 30 points on my bench.
Yeah, and you're on bye weeks, dude. If you got Bucs players, you're playing them. So we can just skip through that. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown.
Can we just talk about AB for 1 second? Like we were talking about off air, and I mean, man, that guy is still
a monster.
He still has to be like top 10 receiver in the league. Do you think he's like top 5?
Talent-wise?
Yeah. Do you think he's like top 5? Like I feel like people forget how good he is, but he is still that guy. Like Antonio Brown is still that guy.
And he's like 5'10". He's like 5'11". He's not that big of a guy too. And he does stuff that rivals with Hopkins and DeVonta Adams and things like that. It's just pretty crazy. I mean, they're different types of receivers, I guess, but he even with his smaller size, I think he's still able to fucking, I don't know. The guy's a savage. I'm happy for him as a Steelers fan. I'm pretty happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for him too because, like you said, he kind of went through a lot with the Raiders, and then I don't know, he was just all over the place. The Patriots for a little bit, and then
Brady got him out of trouble, dude.
I mean, maybe, dude, but it's just Antonio Brown. That guy's good.
Savage.
That guy's good,
yeah.
And it's just nice to see him really come along after a couple rough years, dealing with some personal things off the field, and then just stuff like that. So yeah,
for sure.
I just wanted to touch on that because it's just good to see one of the premier wide receivers in the NFL finally get it together, and and just show you that he still is, to me at least, one of the premier top tier wide receivers in the league. I mean, that guy is really fucking good.
It's pretty fun to watch. Antonio Brown. Now let's go on to the Eagles side of the ball. So we're starting all the wide receivers on the Buccaneers. With the Eagles, you got DeVonta Smith. I think do you think he's a must start every week or no? Because
I don't know about every single week, but in this matchup, I'm definitely down up the Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass defense is how do you say not good in Spanish?
Yeah, so they have
no bueno.
Carlton Davis is on IR. They're over here signing Richard Sherman. He busted down the door for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and said, "Let me in there." Do you get that reference? No. Anyways,
is that a domestic violence case, dude?
Well, I mean, never mind.
Dude, we gotta be careful.
Yeah, no, I know. It's not funny. It's not funny.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not funny. It's Booker. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, no. So with the corners there in Tampa Bay, they have a little bit of injuries. Strong safety out. I'm with it. DeVonta Smith. I think it's a good play. Yeah.
I mean, I like it. And maybe it's just because you can't really run on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that more teams are throwing. So maybe these stats and these numbers are a little inflated or skewed because of that. But, I mean, for what it's worth, the Buccaneers are allowing the most targets to wide receivers, the most receptions allowed to wide receivers, and the third most yards allowed to the wide receiver position. So, yeah, give me the go-to guy for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is DeVonta Smith. I mean, he's had 70 or more yards in 3 of the first 5 games of his career. He's the go-to guy in this passing attack. I mean, they have Jalen Reagor there, but, like, I don't know if we all agree, but I think we all pretty much agree that we weren't pretty high on Jalen Reagor. Like, he's an athletic guy. He's more of an athletic freak than he is a football player, in my opinion. Like, the guy's super athletic.
Yeah,
obviously that's why he got drafted in the first round, and he's in the NFL. But in terms of, like, a football player, I don't think Jalen Reagor is a very good football player. DeVonta Smith, he's that guy. He's a football player. And, give me the number one football player in terms of the receiving aspect for the Philadelphia Eagles in this matchup. I'm definitely dialing him up.
Yeah. So Jalen Reagor, that's a Negatron. I mean, you can make an argument, I suppose, but I'm going to look elsewhere. Jalen Reagor's not been too hot. You can try and throw him in as a sneaky. They could have had Justin Jefferson. Is that correct?
They could have had Justin Jefferson. This is correct.
Yes. So
I was just watching a video. It was on Twitter. This guy was breaking down. He's like basically breaking down Jalen Reagor's like film from the last game against the Panthers, and like the guy he just like doesn't get out of his breaks good at all. Like he'll try to do a double move, and he's just like, for a guy that fast and athletic,
he's just
like,
he's like the
slow,
opposite
if that
of
makes
Kadarius.
any sense. Like
He's
he's
like,
just it's like
he's the opposite of Kadarius Toney. Like he's like he's got the speed
yes,
but no shiftiness.
Very opposite of Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
Where DeVonta Smith is kind of a quote unquote maybe like a technician in terms of like route running and be able to get open. So I don't like Jalen Reagor at all. I think he's going to be one of these guys where we look back and be like, yeah, this guy's a bust. I mean, I get it's only his second year, a couple games into his second year, but I didn't see anything on the college tape, and I didn't see anything last year, and I definitely don't see anything this year that I'm just like, hey, this is the guy. Yeah, this is the guy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, look elsewhere from Jalen Reagor. And then we can go in. Do you want to talk about Quez Watkins? Because he was actually, we're talking about snap percentages earlier. It's Quez Watkins was up. He was on the field more than Jalen Reagor in week 5. So, can you make an argument for Quez Watkins as a sneaky like underneath play?
I mean, I don't know, not really. To me, I'm just okay. If
this was Monday night,
one week he played more than Jalen Reagor, but that doesn't mean much to me. Like, okay, so you played more than a guy who's not very good. That doesn't mean very much to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the smartest kid in the.
I mean, you had the
kid class.
What was his name? What was his name? He was like number one receiver for like 3 weeks last year for the Eagles.
Fulgham.
Yeah, Travis Fulgham.
Yeah.
You don't think it could be Travis Fulgham 2.0? No.
I don't know. Yeah.
On Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Hey, did you like that video? No, not the one of Big Ben completely eating shit when nobody even touched him. I'm talking about our fantasy football video we just did. You just watched. Well, guess what? That was just a clip from the full audio podcast. So if you want to check out the whole thing, links down below. AVG Fantasy Football Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, all of them. Anywhere you can get audio podcasts, we're there. Go ahead and check it out. And if you don't want to look at your fantasy team to look the way Big Ben does right here, wait for it. Come on, replay. This is your fantasy team. But that won't be your fantasy team if you subscribe to AVG Fantasy Football. So go ahead, subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel and like.